7. Like to ask Mr. Wadua if he'd give us a morning prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, we come to you in the name of Jesus, Father God. Father, we worship you and honor you this on this Sabbath day, Father. Father, we give you all glory, all praise, Father. We lay down our pride, our anger, our issues, Father. And Father, we seek you, particularly seek wisdom for the CBC on this day, Father. And the disunity that's in the tribe, Father. Father, we need your Holy Spirit, shalom. We need your peace to come back upon this tribe, Father. Father, we need to be the lords of the plains that we were called at one time, to rise back up, Father. Father, will you come into this place and anoint your people with that glory, with your presence, Father. For we can do all things through you who strengthens us. Father, I thank you that you're going to bless these people today. Bless their activities today, Father. We give you all glory in the name of Jesus.
Amen. I'd like to have...
I need to make a motion to amend the agenda. I'd like to speak right before the resolutions, after the minutes. It's okay, I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second her.
Can we do
I'm sorry. Yes. Before we can make any motions, we need to open the meeting.
I have a roll call.
Call for the question.
He's going to do a roll call. We've got to establish our quorum. Okay. Roll call, please.
Vice Chair Susan Cochran.
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Jerry Tosqua. Committeeman 1 Jonathan Poway.
Here.
Harry Backlow.
Here.
Committeeman 3. Committeeman 4 Clyde Narcomi.
Here.
Roll call taken.
We have a quorum established. You can make your motion now, Mr.
Okay.
Rucker.
Need to make a motion to amend the agenda. I'll have to come right before the resolutions.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion to amend the agenda before the resolutions, made by Clyde Narcomi, seconded by Jonathan Poway. Call for a vote.
Could we have questions, please? Call for questions?
Call.
Yes. In regards to amending the agenda, what are we going to be adding to the agenda?
What are we adding to the agenda? Or why are you wanting to amend it?
Concerning the lawyers.
Concerning the attorney. Have a motion on the floor. Call for the vote.
Has it been seconded? Who seconded, please?
Jonathan Poway.
Johnny.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a motion on the floor to amend the agenda, and we'll call for the vote now. Vice Chair Susan Cochran.
Yes.
Jonathan Poway.
Yes.
Committeeman 1 Jonathan Poway. Committeeman 4 Clyde Narcomi.
Here. Yes.
Committeeman Backlow.
Yes.
And Committeeman Secretary Treasurer Jerry Tosqua. No. Motion passes.
Yes, it does. Motion passes. If you'd like to make your...
After the minutes. What do you want now?
Oh, I thought you... Oh, before resolutions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We have a motion to accept the minutes from last month's meeting. If you've had time to look them over.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second.
Motion was made to accept the minutes by Jonathan Poway, seconded by Clyde Narcomi. Call for the vote.
Vice Chair Susan Cochran.
Yes.
Secretary Jerry Tosclaw, yes. Committeeman 1, Jonathan Poway.
Yes.
Committeeman 3, Harry Michaelo.
Yes.
Committeeman 4, Clyde Narcombe.
Yes.
Motion passes.
You have the floor.
We're still gonna do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your motion.
I'd like to make a motion to remove our lawyer, Mike McBride, from this meeting. He was informed yesterday by the vice chair, the chair lady, not to attend today's meeting. So that's my motion, to have him removed by our Mr. Griffin.
I second it.
Have a motion on the floor to ask Mr. McBride to leave the meeting.
Call for questions.
It was seconded by Jonathan Poway.
Call for questions.
Call for the question.
Yes.
Can you tell me why we're gonna ask him to be removed?
Well, if it was up to this lawyer here, McBride, this complex would have been shut down since January the 1st. Through today, it would have been shut down. That's what his firm and himself suggested to our committee. And there ain't no way we should be able to shut down. Nobody would have got paid. It would have just been shut down completely.
We have a motion on the floor, seconded by
What?
Jonathan
Oh.
Poway.
Question. The question I have is that we, as the Comanche Nation, has hired, voted through the people to have attorney representation at every meeting. Crow and Dunleavy has honored that. There was a letter sent to Mr. McBride, sent by Susan Cochran, Clyde Narcombe, and Jonathan Poway, saying that they were not to attend. I don't know when this meeting was held, that they sent this letter, to write this letter. At the time, we had Sonia Navakoya as the committee person, myself, and Mr. Michaelo. We were not notified of this letter. And that letter stated that that Crow and Dunleavy was not to attend meetings. And I see no reason that I would like to have, as tribal people, we should have representation here from our attorneys. There are questions that, when people ask our attorney, ask us legal questions, I can't give you an answer, a correct answer. That is why we have attorneys. Crow and Dunleavy, the people elected them. You'll have an opportunity in April to vote them out. That's your privilege. That is your privilege. So I feel that we have to we're paying our attorneys. We're going to continue to pay attorneys from now until our nation says we're not going to have attorneys any longer. Until that, we're paying for our attorneys. Thank you.
Ms. McDaniel.
Yes, I just remember, I think it was last month or the month before, we asked our tribal attorney to answer some questions, and he was unable to answer us. He doesn't know anything about our Constitution, and you people sit up there, and you should know that Constitution standing on your head with your hands tied behind your back, So he's been asked time and time again to interpret our Constitution, and he's misinterpreted several times, and then he can't answer our questions on our Constitution. And they have done us a disservice because it wasn't a few years back that the tribal council voted on a 60% per cap. and it was this Crow and Dunleavy, Walter Echo Hawk and Mike McBride sitting right there that told us it wasn't in our best interest. And so, you know, where's our 60% per cap? It was because of them we don't have it. He should be doing his
Not
job
because of them.
and going to Washington DC and getting us that 60% per cap. So they've not done us any good. Actually, they've done us a disservice. And because I told him about nepotism when he first got on there, and here we got all this going on, violation after violation, when he should be telling you that nepotism is the law. And so they, you know, they don't need to be sitting here drawing a paycheck for every hour that they're sitting there, because right now we're overspent on the budget as far as legal fees, and we don't need to do that. I mean, we're in a budget crunch, so we don't need that excess expenditure for nothing if he can't answer our legal questions.
We have a motion on the floor.
Correct. Amen. Amen.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been presented by Mr. Narcomi. It's been seconded by Mr. Poway. Call for the vote.
We have a tribal member who would like to speak in regards to this.
Thank you, Chairman Cochran. I agree with Mr. Pasquale that the people can only replace the attorneys during the April council.
That's right.
However, the CBC can have access to the attorneys directly or indirectly. If they can excuse them for today, they don't need them, they can contact by phone or emails. They'll still be the attorneys until April, but is that what you're saying, Clyde Narcomi? You want to just be excused?
No, they're not being replaced.
Okay.
They were just asked not to show up today.
Okay, I understand.
There's a motion on the floor.
I invited Mr. Narcomi, I invited through myself as Secretary to protect our nation. Again, I'm protecting our nation. If you have legal questions that we can't answer, wouldn't you rather hear the answer from an attorney instead of someone that I don't have a question about?
We have a motion on the floor, seconded by Mr. Poway. Call for the vote right now.
Right now.
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now.
Vice Chairman Susan Cochran,
Yes.
Jerry Tossaqual, Secretary Treasurer, no. Jonathan Poway, Committeeman,
Yes.
Committeeman 3, Harry Michelo,
No.
Committeeman 4, Clyde Narcomi.
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, we'd like to ask Mr. McBride to dismiss himself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for coming down. You have a safe trip home, please.
I hope we're not charging, he's not charging us for that.
Oh, I bet he is.
Jerry needs to pay it. Yeah, but he's got $250 stipend.
At this time, we have some resolutions to pass. Resolution 3916, Tribal Transportation Program. The resolution reads as, the Comanche Tribe Business Committee approves the FY 2016 Tribal Transportation Program government-to-government agreement because it provides, one, the transferred tribe all the functions and duties that the Secretary of Interior would have performed with respect to a program or project under 23 U.S.C. Section 201 through 204, other than those functions and duties that cannot be legally transferred under 23 U.S.C. Section 202 D3, together with such additional activities as the tribe may perform under the FAST Act and the Tribal Transportation Program regulations. The tribe to carry out the statutory requirements pursuant to Section 1118 of the FAST Act and to maintain and improve its unique and continuing government-to-government relationship with and and responsibility to the tribe. Tribal transportation program funding to the tribe or its designee under this agreement. Its formula share of tribal transportation program funds under the TTP program. Now therefore it be resolved that the Comanche Tribe Business Committee hereby approves and authorizes the FY 2016 Tribal Transportation Program Government-to-Government Agreement between the Comanche Tribe and the, be it further resolved that the chairman is hereby authorized to sign and execute and documents related to this resolution as necessary to accomplish and enact provisions for the welfare of the tribal people.
Jimmy, is this a yearly thing, or is this a new deal, or?
No, this is a yearly thing.
Okay.
Just renewing our government relations so we can use those federal dollars for transportation costs.
So it's not costing us no money, it's just an agreement?
It's a way of us being able to say that, the government will receive federal benefits.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's federal monies, right?
Right.
Before it was government to government, the tribe could not take any of the monies out of that program and move them around.
Hey, I'm in a meeting right now, our CBC meeting.
Now federal.
Well, not unless there was a modification.
I'll call you back, Barbara.
Modification approved by
Okay,
the
all right, bye.
the federal agency, and they could move some funds.
They could move some funds. Okay. But now as government, they can come in there and get monies and do with it whatever they choose with, right?
Well,
The federal money.
right. Well, it's all based on that plan that they've agreed with the federal government. So on Department of Transportation, there's always a work plan, a scope of work, and it details what they can and can't use those funds for.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When they say the tribe is working on these roads, what does that mean exactly? Is that this transportation money's being used to repair the roads?
It is. Well, what it is federal highways, federal transportation provides tribes because they're within our jurisdiction. So they supplement the tribe to help fix some of those roads because they're in our communities. So really, it's a cost share. It really is paid by the federal government. So instead of it all going into like Oklahoma Department of Transportation, or the county, then it comes some of it to the tribe. So what it does is it allows us administrative costs. So we actually receive more than just the new road benefits. We also receive employment dollars, administrative fees, and various other kind of.
And what's our contribution other than that? Do we match that money, or is there any money coming out of the tribe?
Not on the CNG side, it's all federal funds.
All of it is federal
Yes.
funding?
There's a separation there between federal dollars and gaming revenue, CNG funds.
Because they're doing roads in cash, and they said the tribe was doing it.
Yeah.
But that's all federal money?
Right, but when they say that, when they say the tribe's doing it, it is this type of funds that is given to us from the federal government to work on those roads in our communities. So it's not gaming dollars, it's federal dollars.
Okay.
So
Good to
actually,
know.
you're saying that the Comanche tribe is now into the business of building roads, highways?
No, you can't say we're in the business of doing that. What we're doing is working with the Department of Transportation to ensure that our community roads are repaired and receive that equal share of funds to ensure that that happens.
So the
we're not
Department of
really building the roads
Transportation,
ourselves.
Department of Transportation out of Oklahoma City's main office. So we build roads that they're not gonna build?
No, it's a government-to-government relationship because they're within our
What roads
jurisdiction.
are included?
Well, they're all different. Some are federal funds, BIA, some are Department of Transportation, the other federal side, some are Oklahoma Department of Transportation. They're all different funds that come from different sources. But at the end of the day, what it is it's That's why they call it government to government. So what they're doing is working with our tribal government to oversee our jurisdiction, our reservation areas, and when there are bridges or roads or highways, because they're all different, then that's where that money is, sent to us to award those contracts out to ensure that we get those upgrades.
Well,
That's
I
why you
live
see on
5
the
miles
news,
off the
county
main
commissioners.
highway. I wish they'd come and put a paved road on my road,
Well, that's county commissioners.
Okay.
Where's the?
That was yes.
So does the tribe have any input as to where this Department of Transportation is going to work? Because down in Mississippi, the Choctaws have paved roads from the road to their house. Why can't we ever have that done to our Comanche homes that live in our country?
Well, the Department of Transportation Director really is who we need to talk to, but what they do is yearly planning. So they actually have, a forecast of the roads will do so in those areas like what you're talking about. At some point, it's possible that they could, but they have to look at like the main roads and, work on repairing all of those things.
Every tribe is different, as I see. They have funds that they could use through themselves to pay for those.
Speak for us, the ones, because like I said, the Choctaws, they were a pitiful, poor tribe at one time. They have a payment from the highway to their homes.
And they pay for it out of their gaming dollars or whatever their fund. Yes, they pay for it out of their own as long as it's on tribal land.
As chairperson, I make a motion that we approve the resolution 039-16.
We have a tribal member that would like to speak, Mr. Saminsky.
Yeah, I'm working with both governors on these road situations in Devon. Oklahoma's got a byways program for rural tourism. The investor will pick up 20%, the state will pick up 80%. So with the two governors and the investors, we plan on fixing all those roads in Devon. So it won't cost the tribe nothing. And this is why I'm working with the governors, because it helps to prepare relations with the state capital. They are the governors of this state. So that's why I went to them, and that's why we're getting help also on all these road situations. And it would be really best to the tribe that our CBC go up there and meet with the governors and repair that damaged relation, because they are the governors of this state.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept resolution 039-16. Can we get a second?
I second it.
Have a second by Jonathan Poway to accept resolution 039-16. Call for the vote.
Susan Cochran,
Yes.
Jerry Tosqua, yes. Jonathan Poway,
Yes.
Harry Bigelow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Next is resolution 040-16. This is a grant for native aging. Whereas the needs assessment is designed to yield information on the following native elders' health care needs: general health status, activities of daily living, screening, visual, hearing, and dental, memory and disability, health care access, tobacco and alcohol use, nutrition, exercise and excess weight, social support, housing, social functioning, and demographics. Whereas in addition to providing technical assistance, the grant to the North Dakota, Alaska, and Hawaii Resource Centers on Native Aging is required by the Older Americans Act to perform research and disseminate the results of the research. And whereas the North Dakota, Alaska, and Hawaii National Resources Centers on Native Aging are asking tribes throughout the nation to volunteer to participate in a partnership arrangement to identify the needs of American Indians and Alaska Natives elders nationwide, in which the resource centers and the tribes consortium will each assume responsibilities. Summary. Whereas summary information from your needs assessment along with the national comparison report from all the needs assessments will be returned to the governing council and to the local contact person. And whereas the confidentiality of enrolled members and tribal consortium information is of the utmost importance. Therefore, the information in this needs assessment will be collected anonymously by tribal members with the information stored at the UND School of Medicine and Health within a locked file cabinet and destroyed after a period of 10 years. Now therefore it be resolved, hereby authorizing participants in the Identifying Our Needs, a survey of elders, Native Elder Society and Healthcare Assessment. The Tribal Council grants permission to the North Dakota, Alaska, and Hawaiian National Resource Center on Native Aging to use all collected needed assessments information in aggregate format for the purpose of disseminating state, regional, national results for analysis of the data.
Yeah, my question now goes back to Jimmy, our tribal administrator. On this grant, how much is that grant for, money-wise?
Clyde, I don't even know who turned this resolution in.
And our
Well, it's not gonna cost us any money though. This, on a grant, it don't cost us any money.
No, if it does, there will be a cost share included in the resolution. But that's why I was just asking the secretary, it's like, I don't even know if you turned this resolution in.
And she's not, I don't see her.
So that's a problem when these directors aren't here to support the request.
If you'd like, we can table this resolution until we find out more about it.
I make a motion to table resolution 040-16.
Okay.
And the director to be here to answer the questions at our next meeting, please.
Okay.
I have a question on that.
Next meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Who would oversee this, who would be the contact person? I mean, it sounds good because most tribes throughout the United States have elders councils, and we're probably the last one that ever established one. And the elders council in the beginning was supposed to be utilized by the CBC as, what do you call it? Well, not the liaison, but to be support and advisors. They were established to be advisors to the CBC, but they were never utilized. Wallace Coffey trying to get rid of us. So, you know, we do need to keep this in mind.
And that's why I made the motion to have a director here next month to explain how this is going to.
Well, I hope that director knows what to say because she needs to find out. She needs to find out from the Elders Council what their rules are from the very beginning.
We'll try to have those answers May the 7th at the next meeting. Okay. All right, but the next resolution is 041-16.
Excuse me.
Yes.
There was a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There was.
I'm sorry. Back up. There was a motion made
To
table this particular resolution. 040-16. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Jerry Toshaqua, seconded by Clyde Narcomi. Call for the vote.
Susan Cochran,
Yes.
Jerry Tosqua, yes. Jonathan Poway,
Yes.
Harry Bigelow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion passes.
I'm sorry, motion carries.
Resolution 041-16.
42. Wait, wait.
No, 41-16.
All right, okay, you're right.
Now therefore it be resolved that the Comanche Business Committee accepts the verification of eligibility for applicants as shown on the list 1026 by the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office. Be it further resolved that the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office notified the eligible applicants by letter of their approved membership, and further that the enrolled member be provided information concerning their enrollment, including their name, date of birth, roll number, social security number, and degree of Comanche blood.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 041-16.
I'll second it.
Count to see how many's on there. We have a motion on the floor to accept Resolution 041-16 made by Clyde Narcomi, seconded by Jerry Toshqua. Call for the vote.
Susan Cochran,
Yes.
Jerry Toshqua, yes. Jonathan Poway,
Yes.
Harry Michelo,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi.
Yes.
Motion carries.
36 members.
There are 36.
Who are the new Comanche?
There's 36 of them.
36?
Yes, ma'am. Bo Aldridge, Elise Blanton, Robert Blanton, Porter Coburn, Neva Ferguson, Mason Hernandez, Miley Hernandez, Xavier Hoyt, Eli Hoyt, Jordy Casnavoid, Preston Lee, Garrison Locklear, Ava Lohman, Hadley Malone, Amaya Miller, Kasha Nido, Hayes Nunley, Cordell Otativo, D'Alvio Pena, Dustin Pena, Ilea Pena, Raylene Pofabitty, Matthew Portillo, Gabrielle Redbone, Lakota Riddles, Jeremy Sankadota Jr., Cash Sapcut, Larney J. Silverhorn, Courtney Lynn Sutherland, Nadine Tahawa Martinez, Michael Tremble, Declan Tynan, Daisy Eola, Case Wall, Mila Wheeler, Nyla Whitebird, that's it, 36.
Can we give all a round of applause?
Yes.
My question is for the enrollment list that was for November 2015, that wasn't passed until last month. You talked about a resolution to reinstate their money. Anything for that? Because they should have got paid, but since we didn't approve them the last month, you know, they're out there for that.
Secretary Treasurer, can you answer that question?
They haven't, they're, through our minor trust fund, it is set up to where in November and December, the persons that are enrolled during that time, unfortunately, due to what we are under, they will not be able to receive it until the next September. I mean, in November when we have our per cap distribution. And they prorate it because there's only like two months in there that they have to, so they'll prorate it.
47 children that should
37.
have been.
37. Oh, I'm sorry, on the previous one?
47, yeah. There was what, roughly 219 per caps turned back in for whatever reason. Can't that be a resolution made? It wasn't no fault of these children that they're not on the roll and didn't get their money. Can we do a resolution to pay them out of that, whatever was returned? If that's what the money's for, is to give out per cap. Can you look into that?
Well, we could look into that. That would be, in my opinion, it would be excellent to do that. It would have to go along with the revenue allocation plan and check with that. But yes, that would be something that would be well worth looking into. Yes. Right. So
this can make a big difference down the road. That was their first payment. So
right.
that will gain.
As I said, it could be prorated
Okay.
from November, December.
Yeah, if you can
Yes,
look
that's.
into that, I appreciate it.
I'll check into that. Thank you very much. If that's what the CBC would like to do, is, I mean, I could check into it and give you a report next month.
Yes, ma'am.
How many of those new enrollments, what are their blood quotums? Are they?
They have to be at least an 8. Yes,
Are they,
ma'am.
how many is an 8? Do you know?
$14.
14 out of how many?
36, I believe. Yeah, 36. Okay, we have Resolution 042-16. This also involves enrollment. Now therefore be it resolved that each applicant named on the attached list number 1027 is determined to be ineligible for membership with the Comanche Nation because of he or she not meeting the nation's constitutional membership requirements. Now therefore be it resolved that each applicant on list number 1027 be officially notified of their rejection of membership, stating that reason for such determination and including the appropriate appeals provision.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 042-16.
I'll second.
I have a motion on the floor to accept Resolution 042-16 made by Mr. Clyde Narcomi, seconded by Mr. Tashaqua. Call for the vote. It's pretty simple.
Any questions? Susan Cochran?
Yes.
Jerry Tashaqua, yes. Jonathan Poway?
Yes.
Harry Michelo?
Yes.
And Clyde Narcomi?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Four. This is Resolution number 43-16, Transit No Tolerance Policy. Whereas the Comanche Nation Transit Department wishes to develop a separate drug and alcohol policy from the nation. This policy will be in accordance with the Federal Transit Administration guidelines. Therefore, the department is seeking a no-tolerance policy. The Comanche Business Committee's time and consideration in this matter will be greatly appreciated. Now therefore it be resolved that the Comanche Nation Business Committee hereby authorizes for the submission of no tolerance drug and alcohol policy.
In the past, we spoke to Coffee about some of the drivers of any of these transportation buses, and they need to have a doctor's, notice to that they're healthy enough to be drivers, because some of them had heart attacks and some of them had bad diabetes, and maybe their legs weren't working, but they were still driving. So we need to look into their health wise too, as well as being drunk. Alcohol abuse or drugs. but they need a doctor's statement. I mean, it's not, you know, Wallace said that he agreed, but nothing ever happened.
Ms. Arbery, what is the policy? Is there guidelines that they have to go through before they are as drivers?
Yeah, there are. And really what this is that according to these federal guidelines with transit in particular, it's that they have a no tolerance policy, which we should adopt. Because right now the nation has a policy where if you're a permanent hire, full-time employee, and you test positive for drugs or alcohol, then we work with you to try to get you some counseling, rehabilitation, and give you a second chance. And the second chance that you turn up positive for drugs, then you're terminated permanently. But what we're discovering is that we need to look at all of these policies again, because with methamphetamines being a problem, you know, in Indian country, and with the use of marijuana as well, those two will stay in the system longer. So a person can end up being positive, even though they're not doing any drugs. I mean, they did initially to turn it positive, but there's this time frame, this window of time that it creates this trouble for us, because in theory, if somebody tested positive 1 week, the next week it could still be in their system. If you test them, even if they haven't, but it creates a dilemma for us, because that means we're putting people back to work that maybe aren't going to change, and yet we're giving them opportunity, you know, so it's a chance for them to continue to get a paycheck and still party hard. So with federal guidelines, they have a no tolerance. So if you're terminated for drug or alcohol abuse, that's it. And in our own policies, we give them up to a year to reapply. So that's the penalty, is that if they choose to do drugs, then they can't work for the tribe for at least a year.
So is this regarding the drivers or those people riding the bus?
The drivers.
I have a question. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I called in to Jimmy and I texted him that I noticed a driver who was just driving just crazy, speeding. I took his tag number down and the time of day. I texted to Jimmy tag number and everything of the truck and everything. And I reported this driver. And people like this, and he's driving our Comanche truck. Now, anyone who works for our tribe and is driving our vehicles, now, what do we do with people like this?
No.
You know, anyone driving our vehicles who represent our tribe,
Nothing
and
gets
they've
done.
got Comanche tags on it, and it's driving our
Nothing gets
streets,
done.
it's driving crazy, weaving in and out and speeding, and, you know.
We have a director of transportation that will not reprimand his employees, no matter who tells him.
As far as the driving policy, we actually, and last month I shared this with you, we actually have a full inventory of our vehicles. We also now have where every employee has to sign whether they're able to drive or be excluded from driving. So every employee, whether you intend to drive a program vehicle or tribal vehicle, you have to sign a slip saying that you won't. And if you are going to be signing the slip saying that you will for that program, you still have to be able to have a valid driver's license, pass a drug test, and all of the criteria. So we're actually trying to tighten those areas because of what you're asking. And we do random drug tests as well as we do it on the spot. So in a case like what she's saying, we're able to, if the worker appears to have something wrong, and sometimes it's diabetes, you know, they appear to be on drugs, but it could be leading to diabetic health or whatever. But we do have the ability to call them in and have them tested immediately, and we have. So those are all the kind of issues that we're dealing with to ensure that our tribal resources are protected and that we don't end up having to pay someone for an accident that our workers caused and become liable and end up, losing more of our resources, financial resources. So,
Is there anything on our vehicles like what she's talking about that's hauling people around, Is there any, how, some vehicles, like big trucks or something, or buses, you'll see that thing where it says, how's my driving? If I'm not doing right, call 1-800-something. Do we have anything like that on any of our transportation that hauls individuals?
This was just a flatbed truck, a work truck. He wasn't transportation, it was just a work truck, across the road.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And you did get this, you got this complaint?
when we get those calls, we immediately call and check to see what's going on because, we don't want somebody.
What department was it in, Jimmy?
When she called it in, how long was it? Do you remember what it was?
It was right after you started to work.
I don't remember because we've had quite a few calls. We get a lot of calls. We get a lot of reports on people for tags,
Yeah.
all
Okay,
these guys.
so like he said, he is, the supervisor, whoever is in charge of these vehicles, like he's just said, he's not gonna do anything to his workers. There should be something done with this instead of letting these idiots get out there and drive our kids, drive our mothers or grandmothers, whoever is gonna be on that bus. They are responsible for driving those vehicles lawfully, I guess you could say. But another thing that I would like to say is, last summer, I saw 3, and that is one time I did not take a picture, but I saw 3 of our buses, those transportation buses, that were hauled across the scale and sold. Why didn't the tribe fix these vehicles up? There was no broken windows, all the tires were aired up when I seen them. I asked the guy, who brought those in? He said, somebody from the transportation office that works with the tribe. And I said, well, who was it? But he wouldn't tell me the name. But 3 of our buses were pulled across that scale and were scrapped out. Instead of spending the tribe's money and buying all these new buses and stuff, why couldn't they just take them down and get them fixed?
What time frame was that?
That was during the last summer, and it was down there, it was at the railroad scrapyard. Yeah. They were pulled back to the back there by, the scale is here, and there's the road that goes around. They were parked over there.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Who got the money for that? That's a lot of money when you go to scrap. And at that time, the prices were still up.
Our past travel TA from 2010 through 2015, there ain't much telling what went on. I mean, I wouldn't put nothing past that last TA.
They were scrapped out.
Yeah.
I've been trying to alert anybody and everybody that would listen to me about that director over there.
There was 2 vans, and this was pulled in to cash, what we call the cash Indian store. It was like around 9 o'clock at night. They pulled in, remember, they pulled into the store, the drive-in store.
Let's get back to our resolution here, please.
They were using the van after hours. Why were they
One more comment and then we need to move on. Go ahead.
Okay, well, some of these rules that even the passengers getting on the buses, I don't think it's good. I heard some lady say that one of the buses stopped at a store in Surreal. The person went out, got a 12-pack or 30-pack or whatever beer and come on a bus. Did they stop that? That needs to be stopped.
They shouldn't even be using our vehicles after hours for their own leisure.
Yeah. We have resolution 043-16.
I saw that.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 043-16.
Have a motion to accept 043-16 resolution. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Clyde Narcomi made a motion to accept resolution 043-16, seconded by Harry Mithalo. Call for the vote, please.
Susan Cochran?
Yes.
Jerry Toswell, yes. Jonathan Poway?
Yes.
Harry Miclo?
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Carried.
Okay,
Got a question?
The agenda.
pardon me. Yes, sir.
I think it was in November the 7th, 2015. CBC passed a resolution to do a enrollment audit. I think that's what it was. But I think need to get a bids on it and have it done, because last time we had an audit was in December '07, and that's when we 82 people were illegally enrolled for their votes, and one person did not have any Indian blood. I've done that analysis, but anyway, I like, for us to start on that, because we probably have some
Yes.
more people that's dually enrolled, illegally enrolled.
Yes, yes.
And then I done analysis of our, the unbudgeted revenue. I guess you know that we went from 11 to 14, we went 28 million overspent. That was from 11 to 14. I don't know, remember that handout? Well, I got it somewhere. Well, anyway, it showed the Finley and Cook figures, 28 million. And then I found out that we overspent 3.6 million in 15. So from 11 to, down on the bottom right, from 11 to 15, we overspent about 31.5 million. And our unbudgeted gaming revenue, that's for those years from the net revenue minus the budget, we have 81.8 million. So we have 50.2 million that's unaccounted for. That's that Finley and Cook didn't catch. So we're missing another 50 million. I mean, I don't, it's, seems like, we need to we need to find out where that 50 million is. I mean, our Secretary of Treasurer can check these figures to make sure, because like 014, I had 61.
We're barely getting 1,200 on here.
Well, anyway, I got that from the annual report, 64 million, 2014. And then for 2015, it's estimated at 64 million. But the CBC can get that actual figure. That way we'll know exactly. So Mr. Costaqual can check these figures. That way we can print in the newspaper and, have it real tight, and everybody will know, because that's 50 million is a lot of money to overlook. It's not I mean, if Finley and Cook didn't catch it, well, where's it at?
I know.
I mean, I don't know what to say, All I can say is, I like these figures, somebody check these figures out to make sure. Somebody that has, access to all the financial records. Because, I like to, I think everybody likes to know.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
These are good ones.
We need to go into executive session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. go into executive session. There's nothing under old or new business.
I only
At
see
this
two
po-
people.
At this point, we're going into executive session.
What about new business?
There's nothing under new or old business.
I'd like to say something before you go into.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Last general council meeting, there's no provisions in our constitution that describes that once you get your quorum, that the quorum decreases as people get tired, they go home and stuff like that. Your quorum is locked in. Once you get that quorum, it's locked in. So if you have a majority vote in there, that means that the majority has voted. And that's just like our meeting, you tabled, or you said the voting died, which you should have never done because you had a quorum. Legally binding, you have a quorum. Once the quorum's made, then you're by that quorum to conduct the business of the Comanche Nation.
Okay.
And there's no provisions in there for anything other than that. I mean, nothing. There's no provisions in there.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate your comments. Thank you.
That's true.
I know. Thank you.
The old Constitution says that. I mean, it doesn't say that, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yes.
once you get a quorum, that's it. We could have, whoever's there votes, and that's it. Even if it's 100 people, whoever votes for that one item, if it's one against them, 99 for, it goes.
Not only that, the count of the votes didn't include your abstentions. It only counted yes and no's because I didn't vote on a number of those resolutions. I didn't vote on any of them but the last one, which included the enrollment. So they didn't include the abstentions, so that's not right.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, it's
All right.
precedented that
Yes.
we always check our quorum.
Yes.
Yeah. She let us use a lot of minutes by keeping checking the quorum, and, you know, she shouldn't have done that.
Okay. Thank you for your comments. We'll take that into consideration. Thank you. We're going to go into executive session at this point.
Someone needs to make a motion.
Need to make a motion.
I make a motion, we go into executive session.
I thought if it was on the agenda,
I
you
second.
followed the agenda.
That was,
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to go in executive session. It was seconded by Mr. Toshqua.
Call for the, Susan Cochran,
Yes.
Jerry Tosclaw, yes. John Poe,
Yes.
Harry Backlow,
Yes.
Clyde Narcomi.
yes.
Motion passes.
We'll go into executive session at this point. We'll have to ask Mr. Otterbury. I'm not aware of what happened with the vehicle.
How about that? We didn't need no lawyer's opinion this morning.
Pardon me? The van.
We're going into executive session.
Yes.
Can we have a 5-minute break? Can we have a 5-minute break?
Yeah, that's good. And he's going to give him a quick update on that stolen van. Yes.
I need to tell them, no lunch.
2 nights ago, we had a young man that came out here, broke into the transit department's courtyard, which is, locked up. We had a vehicle, a transit van that was in there being worked on. You couldn't get it out of gear. They had the dashboard off and everything. So anyhow, this guy jumped the fence, broke the steering column, whatever, and took that van, just busted through the gates and just cruised up and down the highways in the middle of the night. And so Josh Lancy, who lives right down the road, happened to see him and called law enforcement at the same time. But anyhow, so yesterday they arrested him, and it was a young guy that's a Marine that had gone AWOL, and I mean, he obviously was just trying to get caught. So we retrieved our vehicle. So law enforcement is part of it, along with City of Lawton, Port Seal. So we now have it back, and they'll have to cover all the damages. Yeah. So if there was anything that They're not functional anymore. At least now they'll get an upgrade on that vehicle.
What's up with that? Got all your,
Their budgets, that's not my camera system, that's Trans's camera system.
and they can't go back to
Non-data did it.
Not doing his job.
Okay, the individual is charged for theft from us and damage to property. The city of Lawton charged them for possession of a stolen vehicle, and Forest Hill's charged him for AWOL. So he's gonna be going to 3 different courts.
federal.
Absolutely.
I was figuring Jerry was in the leader. Huh?